and today our topic is Federal Province of Nepal. Federal Province of Nepal. The one by one we must have to learn all about this province, about their physical features, their environment, socio-economic conditions, and about their geography and their topography. Okay. So let's discuss physically how it has been made about the province number 1. Okay. The province number 1, its total area is 25,905 square kilometer. In total, the total area of this province number 1, okay, consists about the 25,905 square kilometer, and it consists about in the percentage about 18% of this land of this Nepal. So its area is about 25,905 square kilometer, and student must have to consider to know about this total area of all the provinces. Province number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. You must have to remember in your mind that what is this total area of each province. So today we are discussing about this physical features, about its topography, and about its structure from this area, so that the total area of this province number 1 is 25,905 square kilometers, and in percentage it consists about this 18%. Okay, and it consists about this total 14 district. 14 district it is given in the book also. So I kindly request to the student to open this lesson book at this home. Okay, and mostly the people used to live in this province or inhabitants, बसोबास गर्ने जातिहरू को कस्ता खालका जातिहरू यहाँ बसोबास गर्दछन् त inhabitants. Okay, mostly the Sherpas. Okay, similarly Khetri and Brahmin, Meche and Koche. Okay, Koche is also the caste or the tribe of these people. Rajbangshi, Lepcha, okay, Limbu, Rai, Dhimal, okay, Danuar. Okay, it is new for you. So that Danuar, Satar, okay, Majhi, Rajput, Bodo is also this caste of the people used to live in this province number 1, and similarly Lomi, Lhomi. These are the inhabitants. These are the people. These are the caste of these people. They used to live in this province number 1. Similarly, if we analyze this population of this total population of this province is about the 45 lakh according to the census of 2011. Actually, the census has been taken in context to Nepal in each 10 years in one decade, so that according to the census of 2011 AD, the total population of this province is 45 lakh. Okay, and similarly 2011 means 2068 BS. So its total population is about 45 lakh. Especially the religious place mostly famous in this province, and which is very important for this map of Nepal. Mostly such types of these religious places are most frequently it has been asked in this pre-centup, centup as well as in this C examination. So the most famous religious place of this province is Baraha Kshetra. In Tencent also you can find out, especially in this map, to plot in this map, Baraha Kshetra is the most famous religious place. Similarly Pathivara, it is also already asked in this examination, in C examination, especially in this map. Similarly Halesi Mahadev, okay, and similarly Chintang Devi. These are the most famous religious place of the province number 1, and they are obviously important for this map purpose also. Okay, so Baraha Kshetra, similarly as Pathivara, similarly Halesi Mahadev or Halesi temple, as well as Chintang Devi, not Chinnamasta. Chinnamasta lies, not Chinnamasta, okay, Chintang Devi. So these are the most famous religious places. Other famous religious places are also lies there. The most important religious place of the province number 1 is the Baraha Kshetra. They are already asked in the examination, especially for this map in group C. And geographically it consists about the Tarai Hills and Himalayan. It consists naturally all topographical region or geographical region, that is Tarai Hills and Himalayan. And the most famous river, we must have to consider the most famous river. They are also most important for the examination point of view for this map also. The most famous rivers are the Kankai. Many times it has been asked in the examination for this map. Okay, Kankai, Mechi, Okay. Similarly, Kosi is made by this combination or the merge of the 7 rivers. Means the most of this is to know all about this. So it is also known as the Saptakosi. 7 वटा नदीहरू मिलेर बनेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि कोसीलाई सप्तकोशी पनि भनिन्छ. Which is the biggest river of this Nepal. Okay, longest is the Karnali and it is the biggest. Okay, the volume and the capacity of this water volume is very high here. And similarly, Tamor river also lies here, and similarly as Pua Khola, it is new for you. Pua Khola also lies here, and Mai Pokhari. This Mai Pokhari is also asked many times in examination for the map purpose. The Mai Pokhari lies in province number S1. Similarly, river Kabeli. Kabeli also asks in the mostly in the pre-center. Okay, Kabeli. The Kabeli also lies in this province, means province number S1. Similarly, Pilua Khola. What a name, Pilua Khola. Okay. The such types of the rivers are lies in the province number 1, and similarly, everybody know that the in all over the world there is the 14th highest peak in the world, and 8 remains in this Nepal. Especially the social study student know. I believe that you all are know about this 14 peaks in this world, but 8 remains in this Nepal. Okay. The Mount Everest, the highest peak of the world that lies in our Nepal, and similarly the 3rd highest peak of the world that also lies in our nation in Nepal. That is the pride for us too. The Mount Kanchenjunga is the 3rd tallest peak of the world, and 2nd highest peak Mount K2 lies in the Pakistan. Okay, the Mount Everest, Mount Kanchenjunga, Mount Choyu. Mount Choyu also asked many times in the examination, especially for this map purpose. Similarly, Mount Makalu. Okay, similar Olang Chungola. This also asked many times. Olang Chungola. Little bit difficult to pronounce for some student or to recognize either Olang Chungola also lies in Nepal or not, but yes, obviously it is lies in this Nepal in province number 1. And similarly Antu Dada, this also already asked in the examination, especially in this map. And Antu Dada that lies in Ilam. Where? Ilam. So Antu Dada चाहिँ के भन्दा Ilam मा पर्छ. The first rising sun from the Nepal can be seen from the Antu Dada. Okay, so that Antu Dada is famous for this rising sun in the early in the morning. First time in this Nepal, that is the Antu Dada that lies in this Ilam. It also asks many times in the examination. Okay, for the map purpose, that lies in this Ilam. And similarly, Kima Thanka. Okay, Kima Thanka is the place or the route through which we can go to this border of China or Tibet. That is the Kima Thanka. Okay, for the trade purpose. Okay, like salt, carpet, okay, and whatever this household product that has been produced in the Himalayan region of province number 1 or in the Tibet can be easily exchanged from the route. That route is known as the Kima Thanka. And similarly, Amda Belam, this also already asked in the map. All these mountain peak or this means that interesting places that lies in this province number 1. And similarly, now let's go to this province number 2. Okay, it is the smallest province of Nepal. It does not consist about this hills and Himalayan, or you can say hills and mountain. It consists only about the Tarai belt. Okay, the province number 2 consists about its total area is 9,661 square kilometer. In the percentage, it consists only about the 7% of the land of this Nepal. It is the smallest province of this Nepal. And biggest province of the Nepal is province number 6. Okay, we will discuss later on about this province number 6, and we have to do this comparison between these provinces also. And it consists about this 8 district. Okay, the province number 1 consists about the 14 district, but province number 2 consists only about the 8 district. And mostly the inhabitants of the people or the caste of the people they used to live in the province number 2 are mostly the Yadav. Okay, Yadav, Tharu, Dalit, Muslims, and Danwar. Okay, Danwar are also the major inhabitants of the province number 2. And right now I recited in front of you that in province number 2 there is no hills and mountain. No hills and this Himalayan region means that obviously there is no mountain peak. So that I have written here mountain peak, here is cross, means that there is no mountain peak in province number 2, because it consists only about the Tarai belt. And if we analyze the according to the census of 2011 AD, or you can say 2068 BS, the total population of province number 2 is 54 lakh. Even it is small, but the population is a little bit high too here, okay, in comparison to this province number 6 or province number 7. And mostly the famous religious place that it includes is the most famous is that Ram Janaki temple of Dhanusa in Janakpur, okay. And there is lies a Chinnamasta temple. It is very important for examination point of view for the map. And similarly Gadimai temple, okay, large number of these, okay, male buffaloes were cut down in this temple. For that purpose the Gadimai temple is famous for. Not only this, the main priest Pujari of the Gadimai temple belongs from the Tharu community, from the Tharu caste. This is the interesting point of view about this religious customs of this Gadimai temple. The Gadimai temple also lies in this province. And similarly the most famous river especially is the Kamala, okay. Kamala lies in this province, and it is also already asked in the examination for the purpose of his map. And similarly, actually Bagmati river used to flow from the province number 3, and it comes down in this southern part, and it is also lies in the province number 1, province number 2. The Kamala and the Bagmati are the two famous river of this province number 2. And the most interesting and the most important for the examination point of view, that which is the land harbor of the Nepal भनेर धेरै पटक प्रश्नहरु सोधेको छ. And it is also given in the 30 days practice, or you can say in the 10 set of various publications. So that the gateway of Nepal that also lies in this province, province number 2, that is known as the Birganj. बिरगन्जलाई नेपालको बन्दरगाह भनिन्छ, व्यापारिक बन्दरगाह भनिन्छ. वस्तुहरू ल्याउने, import and exports, the huge amount of the import and exports, and to store about the goods for the business purpose that has been done hugely. That place is known as this Birganj, that lies in the province number 2. So that the Birganj is also known as the gateway of Nepal. In another word, it is also known as the land harbor of Nepal. And it is also known as a trade harbor of Nepal. The student must not forget that which is the place of Nepal that is famous by the name of this land harbor. Obviously, that is this what? The Birganj. Okay, don't forget that. And similarly, step by step we will learn about this all provinces. Right now, I told you about its land physical features, about the province number 1 and province number 2. After learning the province number 1 and 2, what types of the question is asked in examination? That must be our focus point. And how the question is asked, that should be as considered. So, for example, the question may be asked, or it is asked already, and it is mentioned in the lessons also, in the 10 set also, in 30 days practice also. The question may ask like this, okay? Which province has the less area of the pasture? Okay? Just a minute. Which land, okay, which province has less area of pasture? चरण क्षेत्र चाहिँ कम भएको चाहिँ province कुन हो त? है, right now I explain all about you that province number 2 did not consist about this hilly and the Himalayan region. It consists only about the Tarai region. Means that pasture land is very less in province number 2. So like this, the question is asked: which province has the less area of the pasture, and what kinds of effects, sir, does this have on the development of this geography? नेपालको चाहिँ किन कुन प्रोभिन्समा, कुन संघीय चाहिँ किन प्रान्तमा कम चाहिँ चरण क्षेत्रहरू छन्, र कम चरण क्षेत्र भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि भौगोलिक बनावटको आधारमा के कुराहरुमा यसले असर गर्न सक्छ, is the question. Okay, the province number 2 has the less area of this pasture because it did not include or consist about this hilly and the Himalayan region, so that only remain about the Tarai belt. So that pasturing land is very less here. Then what effect it will cause in geography for the development work and activities of this province? The first one is that less pasture directly affect to this livestock. पशुपालनमा यसले के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि प्रत्यक्ष असर गर्छ. Yes or no? The dairy farm industries, dairy farm organizations, dairy farm work and activities may not be as flourished here due to this less land of this pasture. That is the effect. It directly affect to this livestock, okay, or you can say livestock means पशुपालनमा यसले प्रत्यक्ष के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि असर गर्छ. Why? It is because that the land is very less. It did not consist about the hilly and the Himalayan region. The land is very less. Land is very less means less pasture area. Less pasture area means it directly affect asar to the pasupalan livestock. That is the effect asar. One. And second one is that less pasture means having the more land for agriculture. Pasture area छैन भनेपछि त land like केमा use गर्न सकियो for the agriculture purpose, agriculture productivity. Agro-based industries are great chance for the development of this province number 2. The animal pasturing or you can say animal husbandry is not possible means that what is the alternative? वैकल्पिक उपाय के गर्ने त? Obviously agriculture, कृषि गर्ने. त कृषि क्षेत्र विकास हुने बढी सम्भावना. कृषि विकास हुने सम्भावना means affect. Agriculture लाई affect गर्यो. त that is the effect. And similarly less pasture means this area could be developed for the fish farming. People can do this fish farming in place of animal husbandry, in place of animal rearing, in place of animal oriented occupation. Animal oriented occupation बाहेक एग्रिकल्चरलाई विकास गर्न सकिन्छ. एग्रिकल्चरको विकास हुने भयो, त्यसमा असर गर्छ यसले, positive effect. And similarly various industries can be established there. Basically agro-based industries, there is great chance for the development of this agro-based industries. So these are the effect that has been seen in province number 1 due to the lack of pastoral land, rearing land, grazing land. So these are the effects. And next one is that how the question is asked in the examination. If you became the member of National Planning Commission, राष्ट्रिय योजना आयोग को, if you the member of National Planning Commission, then what sorts of plan would you make for the development of your province? तपाईहरु बसोबास गर्नु भएको प्रोभिन्सलाई विकास गर्नको लागि यदि तपाई राष्ट्रिय योजना आयोगको मेम्बर हुनु भयो भने तपाईले के कस्ता गतिविधिहरु, प्लानहरु, योजनाहरु तर्जुमा गर्नुहुन्छ? Like this, mostly the questions are asked in the examination. So that a student must have to be conscious to open this lesson of the exercise, to open this page of the 10 set, to open this page of this 30 days practice. Then only you can boost up your level of the study. So that the question is that if you became this member of National Planning Commission, what sorts of this plan would you bring to develop your province? तपाई बसोबास गर्नु भएको प्रोभिन्सलाई विकास गर्नका लागि यदि तपाईहरु नेशनल प्लानिङ कमिसनको चाहिँ के त भन्दाखेरि मेम्बर हुनुभयो भने तपाईहरुले के गर्नुहुन्छ, के कस्ता गतिविधिहरु, के कस्ता प्लानहरु, के कुराहरुलाई बढी फोकस गर्नुहुन्छ is the question. If such types of the question is asked in examination, okay, not so hard, very easy. Actually social means not this rotable, it must be creation हुनु पर्यो, self creation. You have to learn the book, lesson, exercise, okay, and source of the related subject matter of the social study. Then you must have to make the answer in your own word. That is the excellent student, that is the practical student, that should be considered while learning the social study. The question is like this: if you became the member of National Planning Commission, what sorts of planning would you bring to develop your province? If I became the member of National Planning Commission, then following are the criteria I will focus to develop my province, which are cited below, which are given below, which are as follows, which are as numberized below. Like this, you have to create the answer. And the first one is that I will focus to create the employment opportunity according to the ability, according to the experience, according to the training of the individuals. Whatever the knowledge they gain in their life by training purpose, by the education purpose, by the experience purpose, such types of the manpowers are employed in that criteria. That is my focus point to develop my province. The employment opportunity is the foremost requirement for the people to stop the brain drain. That is my first focus to develop my provinces, to make the people remain or to contribute in various sectors in my province, rather than to go to this abroad nation. This is my first focus point to develop my province. Means that I focus for the employment opportunity according to the need of the market, according to the demand of the market, according to the demand of the people too. Different vocational trainings, okay, practical education, such types of the facilities, mechanism I can develop in my province to provide the employment opportunity for the people, for the development of my province. That is the first focus point from my side to develop my province. Like this, you have to create the answer. And second one, resolve the problem of this load shedding. Resolve means samadhan. If we analyze this about the electricity of Nepal in previous days and this present days, one of the great contributor or the leader, far-sighted individual, Kulman Singh, he did the many more contribution to minimize this load shedding. But still, somewhere there is also the problem of the load shedding. So that if I became the member of National Planning Commission, then my second focus point is that to minimize this problem of the load shedding, to run the industries according to the means and resources for the development of my province. So that my next focus point, next is efforts, next priority is to minimize the problem of load shedding to develop my province. That is the second plan that you made if you became the member of National Planning Commission. Like this, you have to create this answer. And similarly, Nepal is the boon of the nature. Everybody know this. Many floras and faunas are here. Varieties of these wild animals, birds, living creatures, vegetations, rivers, lakes are lies here. And almost all this province of our Nepal is rich in this natural beauty. So that my third focus point is that for the development of tourism sector, hotel, motel, restaurant, bar, whatever this infrastructure of this requirement that is needed in the sectors of the tourism, that must be my focus point for the development of tourism. In each and every nook and corner, my focus is that to construct the road, provide the facility of Wi-Fi, internet for the tourist, as well as for their security too. Continental food, different flavor of this varieties of this what the food for this tourist, not only for the tourist, for the domestic tourist also, for the international tourist also. The third is focus point to develop my province is that to contribute in the sectors of a tourism sector for the development of my province. Okay. And the fourth one is that formulate the long term visionary plan, Durdarshi Yojana Haruma Banausu for the development of my province. In this way, we must have to create the answer, not rotable, rotera hoina, by learning, by analyzing and by evaluating, and self creation answer should be created by the student in social study. Then only you can secure the good marks. Rotable answer is not so weighty. So that by learning the lesson, you have to use your brain, your ability, your creation, your words. That is the subject matter of social study. And now the next topic is that the smallest province of the Nepal is province number 2, and which one is the biggest? Obviously the biggest one is this province number 6. It is also known as the Karnali province too. And how the question may be asked in the examination, okay? That is our focus point. Though province number 6 is big in size according to the geography, according to this topography, but still there is various problems and the challenges in the its overall development. So that what sorts of plan or what kinds of the suggestion that you have to give to for the overall development of this province number 6, like this the question is asked in examination. अन्य अरू चाहिँ प्रोभिन्सहरुको तुलनामा जियोग्राफिकली भौगोलिक बनावटको आधारमा प्रोभिन्स नम्बर 6 ठूलो मानिन्छ in size topographically, and even it is the big in size, but still it remain the backward in comparison to the other provinces. Why then? Why it happens so? And what measures should be adopted or is applied for its overall development? प्रब्लमहरु के छ त्यहाँ र यो किन पछाडी पर्यो र यसलाई विकास गर्नको लागि आउने दिनहरुमा के कुराहरुमा बढी जोड दिनुपर्छ? Like this the question is asked in the examination. So now listen to me here. The problem and the challenges of the province number 6. Problem and these challenges. समस्याहरु के छ यहाँ? The first one is that the literacy rate of this province is very less. Very low in comparison to these other provinces. That is the first problem of this province. And various social problems evils orthodoxy. Orthodoxy means superstitions, andhavishwas, is still prevalent in this province. Like still there is practice about the Chaupadi Partha, Devki Partha, Kamara Partha, and Vagera means etc. problems are still prevalent in that province. That is also the hindrance, barrier for the development, work and activities in the province number 6. Similarly, people are not conscious about this health, so that most frequently epidemics are caused there. Epidemics means mahamari. Diarrhea, like diarrhea, waterborne disease. Such types of the problems are mostly practices in the province number 6. And similarly, due to this complexity of the topography as well as the geography, यसको भौगोलिक बनावट एकदमै जटिल छ. Whatever the plans and policy that has been made from the side of the government or this concerned authority or the NGO, INGO or this foreign donor agencies, they are not success to reach in the actual problem related area. So that whatever this expected goal that we are expecting are not being achieved. So these are the problems, especially that is practiced in the province number 6. Then what are the things that is required to do there for its overall development? Now first, just opposite of the challenge is the solution of the province number 6. The first of all, the social problem, evils, superstitions, orthodoxies, whatever practices from the root level, which is practices from the ancient period of time, that must be eradicated. That must be minimized. That must be minused. Then only slowly and gradually, yes, we can bloom. आशा पलाउँछ for the development work and activities of the province number 6. त्यो गर्न जरुरी छ. And next one is that provide education and must increase the literacy percentage to make the people conscious what is good, what is bad. Such types of this education should be provided there for the people to make them aware. And awareness programs should be conducted and emphasis should be given to this health sector. Emphasis भनेको जोड दिनु पर्यो for education, especially job oriented education, practical education. यस्तो खालका शिक्षा प्रणालीहरू त्यहाँ अवलम्बन गर्नु पर्यो, कार्यान्वयन गर्नु पर्यो र पिपुललाई कन्सियस सचेत बनाउनु पर्यो. Then only we can open the door about the development work and activities in province number 6. And similarly, province number 6 is famous for the Yarsa Gumba. Medical hop plants are found there. Panchaule and other varieties of the species of this medical hop plants are found there. So that medical hop plant related industry should be constructed there. So for the appropriate budget should be formed. Okay, and it must be used and utilized there by the local people's participation. Then only we can develop this province number 6. And similarly, there is the great possibility about this hydroelectricity also in province number 6. Because many more perennial river. Perennial river means that kahle pani nasukne. Such types of the rivers are flow there in province number 6. So that whatever the water resources that is gifted by the nature in this province, such gift resources should be used and utilized in time for the production of this hydroelectricity. Obviously, if the hydroelectricity are produced, it directly open the door for this establishment of these industries. Establishment of the industries means that the great opportunity for this employment opportunity for the local people. So these are the things should be considered for the overall development of this province number 6. And my dear student, again tomorrow we will continue our class, and I kindly request to all whoever is watching us about the different subject matters, it is for you all, and I kindly request please learn the lesson at the home, open this book, open the lesson, and you must have to caliber at the home also. That is also became the plus point for this to secure the good marks. And this much for today, and we will meet again tomorrow. Thank you very much.